So, hello everyone, welcome to our channel Electronics on Wheel, and thank you for your support. So, we are running one series that is on interview question, and today we are going to discuss question number 5, where we will discuss about the what is the role of drip loop in the wiring harness. So, before going to that question, we are going to discuss one point that is on the product development. So you might be aware that we are running one particular series where we are telling about the how to do the product development for any component. So we have taken the alternator, how to build the alternator in any OEM or automotive industry or any other industry as well, aviation industry as well, or the locomotive industry as well. So where we are running this series, and the chapter 2 we have uploaded, but we the response which we got, that is very uh, disappointing. That if you can see that there are total 93 views, 0 comments, and likes also 10 likes only are there. So as you know that these videos take a lot of time, and if you like the content, then only we can continue that particular series. If you don't like, then we can stop and we can follow the some other topic, so that you can get benefited on those topics. So please let us know in the comment box of this particular video. If you don't like that series, we will stop and we will focus on some other topic. So let me start with the our question today, that is interview question 5, where we are going to discuss that what is the drip loop in wiring harness, and what is where it is used in the car. So the today's we are going to discuss about the what is the drip loop, and what are the wet area design requirement in terms of drip loop. Okay, so once you will come to know what is the drip loop, then you will come to know why we have taken the wet area design requirement. Because drip loop works when you are in the wet area, and it has many examples where we have to take the drip loop in the wet area. So let's start. What is the drip loop? So drip loop is a short section of harness immediately before the connector. So you can see here, this is the short section of the harness, and suppose I take one this particular thing as a connection point. So basically drip loop is designed to prevent the water ingress into the connector or the device. This is the purpose. So suppose one example if I take. So suppose if this is the drip loop and your wiring harness is coming like this, then if any water comes from here or here, right? So it will go down only, right? It will not go into that particular connector or device or connector, right? But suppose one example if I take, if your wiring harness is like this, right? If it is routed like this, then what will be happen? If any water is coming on this wire, then it will directly go to this particular connection. So you can understand what is the function or what is the purpose of this drip loop. So basically drip loop is designed to prevent the fluid ingress into the connector device or connection. So the second line also says the same. The loop is so that whenever it rains or there is a excessive moisture, then water just drips down. You can see here also, if you give this type of drip loop, then what will happen? If water is coming from here or here, it will always go down. We will see where are the condition and how much length we can provide as a drip loop. We will see all these things, but the purpose of this drip loop first you have to understand. So water just drips down the wire and into the ground rather than entering the connector and device. So there is a very less chance that your water will, if water is splashing here, then this will not go into these connectors. It will come here and will go to the ground. So this is the purpose of drip loop. So you understand the drip loop works in the wet area where you have the rain or you have the excessive water, right? So in that condition it works. So what are the wet area design requirement in the wiring harness? We will understand. So first is, we will see the if connector or device is packaged in the wet area. So this is my under the chassis. This is the area. Okay, these are the two example. First is this, second is this. So if this is the your connector and this is your routing, right? So still I would say the routing is not perfect, but still we have given some slack right here. And if some water comes, it can go down on the ground. So the connector, so first thing, if the connector or device is packaged, then it should be shielded, right? This is the first requirement you can see in the connector selection. Apart from this, even if it is shielded, then device, if it is in the splash area or the where most of the time you have the particular connector in the rain or moisture, then drip loop should be must, okay, should be given. So you can see here, second. So suppose if this routing is not like this, and suppose this is like this, okay, and your routing is like this, your wire is routed like this, then what will happen? If water will come from here, then it will always go into the connector. Even it is shielded, then it can affect over the time, okay, over the years it can affect, right? It is, suppose even if your connector is shielded, it might affect over the years, okay. So this is the one particular example that you have to take care how to give the triple loop for the wiring harness. Now coming to the grommet. So in grommet area also the same thing. So suppose if you have the one particular part or position where you have the wet area zone, right? Wet area zone, then you have to give the drip loop in that case. It should not go continuously. So suppose here you see the uh, harness routing is somewhat like this. So if water will come here, then it will go in that direction, okay, away from the connection or away from this particular area. But suppose if your routing is like this, let me erase this. So suppose if your routing is like this, then what will happen? Water will come from here, suppose from this wire, and it will always go inside this area. So you have to take care of this thing. This is one example also. This is also one example. You have to take that drip loop must be used on the wet side of the grommet. Then coming to the junction box. So suppose you have the junction box, and this is one of the example, best example, live example you can see here. So the routing or designer can give this particular wire, uh, like this has been given like this, right? So what is the purpose? So suppose if any water will come, then it will go down here. However, the length of the wire is more, but still they have given because the safety is most important, and we have to avoid any failure in the connector. So suppose if you give like this or you give like the straight, then length might be less, right? But in the terms of safety, it will affect your the connector or device over the years. This is one example. So here also, if your terminal box or the fuse box or junction box is like this, so don't give like this routing. Try to give in such a way, if it is in the wet area, that whenever the water comes, then water runs down to the wires and drips of the lobe, okay, it goes to the ground. It should not goes into the junction box. So same thing I am trying to say here. So if suppose your wiring harness is like this, and water will come, then it will always go inside this junction box, right? Inside this junction box. So it will affect over the years, okay. So that is the one thing. So we have seen the harness routed in junction box must have a drip loop. Then moving to the ground eyelet. So ground eyelet, if it is horizontal, so you can see even some water will come, it will go to the down only, it will not staggered on this particular point. So ground eyelet in wet areas must be designed with drip loops to prevent the water drainage over the eyelet crimp area. So in this crimp area of the eyelets, the water should not be staggered or water should not be deposited, okay. If you see here, this also one example. So if you see the routing of this particular wire, it has given like this, right? So suppose some water is coming here, then it will go to the down the wire, okay. So this is the one thing. So suppose if you have the, so one more example I will give you. So when you are placing the eyelet, okay, so there might be two way. of placing the eyelet. So first is this, right? Horizontally we placed, and second would be some angle, right? Some angle. So which one is the best in the case of drip loop? So this would be the best because if any water comes on this area, it will goes always into the down. It will not staggered on the crimp area of the. Let me give you one more example of ECU routing. So if you see here, the routing of this particular wire is like this, and even if wire will water will come here, that it will go down. So suppose, but one example, if suppose this connector you are taking on the vertical direction, then it would be very difficult for giving the drip loop condition. Or suppose this is my issue and this is my connectors, and if you are giving like this is a very risky routing in terms of water staggering, okay? Because sometimes when it is coming in rainy area, then all the water will go inside this, okay? So these are the things we have to make sure when you are routing and when you are giving the drip loop condition in wiring harness. Sometimes drip loop is used for the mechanical harness, mechanical noise dampen also, but that point we will discuss some in some other video. But that is how you can use the drip loop in some different positions. So first is ground eyelet, then harness routing in junction box, then grommets, then if you are packaging some device or connector in the wet area, then you can use in this way. So this is the overall uses and purpose of this drip loop. So if you like the content of this video, please like, subscribe and comment. I'm expecting at least 100 comments on this video. Please support. Thank you.